Hi everyone, Thalia here, and I'll be talking about my 5 favorite anime of summer 2015. This will be a list that is in alphabetical order because there's no way that I can give them a top 1 or 2 or 5 spot. It's just impossible. I can't do that. It breaks my heart to choose between them because I like all of them quite a lot and they're also quite different from each other. Most of them are. So yeah, not a top 5, but it's a list that I put together of the 5 shows that I enjoyed the most of summer 2015. After this list, I will give you some honorable mentions, and those will either be second seasons or just anime that hasn't finished yet in the summer season, or a series that just didn't make the list of my 5 favorites, but that I still enjoyed quite a lot. The first one I want to talk about is Akagami no Shirayuki Hime, or Snow White with red hair. This anime was so goddamn lovely, and I just finished it like a day ago because I wanted to finish it like a long time ago when it stopped airing, but I just wanted everything to pile up so I could just marathon it, and it turns out that was the best way possible as well, and I enjoyed it so much. It is about a girl called Shirayuki who has bright red hair, and it's worth to mention that in this series no one is used to seeing someone with red hair like she has, which makes her quite special. The story starts off with her happily living in her own country, working in a herbal shop. One day the prince of that country decides that he wants her for his own, but Shirayuki refuses to listen to him and cuts off her long red hair and runs away. While running away, she got lost, and that's where she met Zen, the prince of the neighbor country, and he saves her with his companions. She starts off a new life in this country and works her way up to be a herbalist there, hoping she can help people and that way repay her debt to Zen and his companions. Also, I don't know if you have heard or seen, but there is a second season announced, which I'm really excited about. To be honest, the series kinda ended on a note where I would be fine just having a first season, but it was just so lovely and so cute and funny as well. I really like the comedy in this series that I have to be honest, I will miss the series quite a lot. So I'm really happy that they did announce the second season, and it's gonna air in January already, so we don't have to wait too long, which is just awesome. I'm just so glad that it will be back. So all the characters are so lovely from this series. I think that is what I will miss the most. The 2 main characters, Zen and Shirayuki, are just made for each other, and just the personalities alone are just too lovable. There's no way you can hate them, I think, and it's just the girl, she's pretty badass as well. Like, you would think that this is some kind of fairy tale, which it does feel like, but it is so much more than just a fairy tale. It is so much more. I can't say too much without spoiling, but there will be some good adventures that you will go through with them, and there's some good development for both main characters, and there's a lot of nice side characters as well that I liked, and there's some people that I shipped because there's, you know, there's some shipping going on in the series and I like it. So yeah, this series was just very lovely. I loved it to bits, and I can't wait for the second season. The second series I want to talk about is Aoharu X Kikanju, or Aoharu X Machine Gun. This series I loved from the beginning. Like, this was when I started watching this one, this was my top 1. Like, that was my only favorite from the season, because also I hadn't watched too many other shows before that, but this one just caught my attention right away. Just knowing that this series was known for having a trap in it and how it was done so well, it just surprised me, and the comedy is golden in this one, and I love it. Our main character, Tachibana Hotaru, is actually a girl but looks and acts like a boy and is often mistaken for it. When she tries to defend a friend from a guy who turns out to be a host, they have a random BB gun fight about it, which leads Tachibana to enter the world of survival games. The host gets her in his team so she can repay him, and in that team we also have an Ero mangaka who will give you lots of laughs. So I think the thing about this series that I liked the most were just the characters and the interactions between each other, especially the mangaka, the Ero mangaka is best boy from that season. Like, summer season, was great because of him. Basically, I really like his character because he is the funniest guy as well. He's just really dry and kind of sarcastic, and I just love that when a character is like that. And also the voice actors in this series are good as well. I really liked the voice actors for all of the characters that they picked out, especially for the trap, because I don't know, it is just done so well. The whole thing with her being a trap is kind of confusing as well, because you know it is a girl, but as long as you like watch the series and you get to later episodes, you just think it is a boy, and you're not standing still with the fact that she is a girl. So it is done very well, the character itself and just how she acts and all that stuff. Apparently the series isn't finished yet. It had 12 episodes, but they announced a 13th episode for end of winter, something like that. So I kind of can't wait for that, because it did end on a good note, but it wasn't enough yet for me, so I'm kind of wondering what they will do with that last episode. The story is they're just like fighting with BB guns, which is fun. I mean, the action scenes looked very good and I really like those as well. And we also have some bad guys in there who are pretty entertaining, and all of the guys look pretty good. I'm just saying, they look pretty good and they are pretty lovable and entertaining as well. So this series I do recommend if you just want to have a good laugh and have a random anime about people fighting with BB guns and actually taking it very seriously. The third one I want to talk about is Arslan Senki, and how can I not talk about Arslan Senki when it is drawn by the mangaka from Fullmetal Alchemist? I mean, you can clearly see it in the whole series, and it is just wonderful, and I think that is one of the things that I like a lot about Arslan Senki as well. But anyways, Arslan Senki was just wonderful. I marathoned the last few episodes as well, which is also a good idea to do, because there's a lot of wars going on in the series, and when you watch weekly you kind of forget some details that happened. At least I do, so for me it was really good to marathon it. So Arslan is a young prince of Pars, and we follow him into his first battle where he loses everything, including his kingdom. Throughout this story we see how Arslan goes on a journey, getting stronger and figuring out how to retake the kingdom and become king, as that is his destiny. Arslan Senki has a lot of lovely main characters and also side characters. They are pretty interesting. The only thing I would say is that there aren't enough girls in it, I guess, but there are two which are pretty badass and I really like them, although I didn't really like the design for one of them because it was like boob showing and all that stuff. But they kind of made it up for it throughout the series of showing us how awesome she is and how she just kicks ass. So I have a lot of respect for the girl characters that are in this series. It's just wonderful. This series also has some twists going on, which I really liked, and it was just a very enjoyable ride. And seeing, normally, like, I have to be honest, normally I'm not really into these wars kind of anime, because they take it very seriously in this series as well. Like, the war is going on, that is what it is all about, just trying to take back the kingdom and getting to know who the bad guys are and all that stuff. So it's very interesting, and the villains are interesting as well. It is clearly not done yet, and there is a second season now, so I'm so happy about that, because we did have a lot of stuff resolved throughout the series, but not everything at all. I feel like this might be a very long series as well. I haven't read the manga, so I have no idea how long it should be, but it is very interesting. I just want to know whatever is gonna happen now without spoiling anything with Arslan and all of his companions. And of course I can't forget to mention Narcissus, which is just he's one of the best characters in this series. And there's also another character that I really liked, which was Daryun, and Narcissus and Daryun are probably the closest characters to Arslan in the series, and I think that's also why I like them so much. But just the way how they handle wars and the tactics that they do and all that, it is really interesting how they show you that in the series, and it made it so much more enjoyable as well. They also had some comedy bits which were just lovely, because since it's always serious stuff going on, it is good to have some comedy every now and then. And as far as the development goes, I'm so happy to see how Arslan has grown throughout the series. It is good how they did it as well, because they had 24 episodes, so they kind of had enough time to develop him, I guess. And whenever there were time skips, they will actually show you in what time they are currently and what happened and what they are going to do and all that, which was good. I like that they actually had a narrator to actually explain all of the stuff from the wars and all that, because like I said, it can get confusing when you watch week to week. But I would just recommend you marathoning this series because it is so worth it, and you will enjoy it if you like some action and comedy and feels. There's quite some feels. So yeah, just gonna mention that. The fourth series I'm going to mention is Shokugeki no Soma, or Food Wars. This is also one that finished airing in summer 2015. And what a ride it was. I did not know what to expect at all from this series, that if I should kind of take it seriously or not, or if it is just kind of ecchi. But it turned out to be so good, and I didn't expect myself to actually like the series this much. Shokugeki no Soma is about Soma. Soma is a quite special boy that lives with his dad, who runs a restaurant. He has always been interested in cooking and experimenting with it. Helping out his dad at the restaurant is perfect for him until his dad decides to close it so he can travel around the world testing his cooking skills. Because of that happening, Soma gets sent to an elite cooking school where he meets a lot of interesting people and where they actually have food battles. Only the best can enter and stay in school, so he has a lot of challenges ahead of him. And the challenges were so crazy and over the top, and I loved it. Honestly, like I said, the first few episodes had quite a lot of ecchi in it, food porn, all that kind of stuff, like when it comes to that. And that kind of threw me off, I have to be honest. Like, I was like, will I actually like the show if it keeps going on like this? But then they started focusing more on the characters and school itself, how it works, and the food, and just preparing food, and that just made the series so much more better. I mean, they still kind of put like fan service in it, but it wasn't as much as the first few episodes. And then at the ending of the series, they came back with full-on ecchi stuff. It wasn't that bad, to be honest, but it was funny. I mean, it's just funny ecchi scenes, honestly. I can't even call it ecchi, I think it's just fan service. It is just plain fan service, and it is funny as hell the way they portray it, and I love it. Like I said, I really didn't think I would like it because I kind of am against a lot of fan service, but this one, how they did it, it's amazing. So if you like food, if you like really interesting and unique characters, because all of the characters are pretty unique and different from each other, which is also something that I really liked about Shokugeki no Soma. If you like that as well, there will definitely be one or even more than 1, 2, 3, 4 characters that you will really like in the show and that you will root for. So if you like that, and if you just like over-the-top comedy and all that, and food, of course, if you like that, just check out Shokugeki no Soma. It is just a really fun watch, and I will give it like 3 episodes, and if you don't like it by then, fine, but 3 episodes and you will get hooked if you like this. And then the last anime I will be talking about of my favorites of summer 2015 is Ori Monogatari, or My Love Story. A romance anime. I was so glad that last season there was actually a romance anime. Well, actually 2 seasons ago, because this one finished summer 2015 as well, and it also had 24 episodes. But I was so happy to have a romance anime because I was missing it so much, and this one is quite a special one as well, since it takes everything in an opposite way than that other romance anime are, because mainly of their main character. You know, the funny, less attractive side character we get in almost every romance anime. Well, this time he's the main character and he gets his chance to experience how falling in love feels like. Our main character, Goda Takio, is a tall, strong guy who has a heart of gold. One day he rescues Yamato from being molested and it is love at first sight for Takio. While getting to know each other, Takio thinks that Yamato has an eye for his best friend Tsunakawa. So he acts like her cupid instead, even though he has feelings for her himself. So the series does start off with a misunderstanding, which is kind of typical in romance anime, I guess. But when it goes further into it, the anime changes so much and it is just so new and refreshing that it is so enjoyable as well. The main character, Takio, is a guy that you root for 100%, and his best friend Tsunakawa is just a lovely guy, and those two are like brothers even though they are quite the opposite of each other, and that's what I like about both of them and their friendship. He's just best bro, honestly, both of them are, and they're both pretty perfect, to be honest. Like, they both should get all of the girls, but you know, Yamato and Takio are just like made for each other. You can tell by the first few episodes, and it's just lovely how it progresses and how you get to know all of the characters and how they deal with their first love and all of that, and misunderstandings. You know, it happens a lot in anime, also in this one obviously, but the thing is, the drama in this series, it doesn't feel like it's laid on that thick like some other ones have, so I just really enjoyed it. It was pretty light-hearted as well. All of the characters are lovely, except for some of the characters, side characters that get into the series later on. There's some that I didn't like as much, but then there's some that I did like a lot, so it's gonna be an interesting ride either way you take it, because this is a romance anime that is different from most other romance anime, and that's why I liked it so much. And the animation and sound was so cute as well, and this is just cute overload, and that's it. So I don't know what I have to say more about it. It's just one of the cutest anime I have ever seen. And that is it for my 5 favorites of summer 2015. Now I will give you some honorable mentions of series that I also liked but just didn't make the list. The first honorable mention is Shimoneta, or A Long-Ass Idol. This one was pretty special and super funny as well. This one was so close making it into my list because of its comedy, because it was just golden and I really liked it, how it was over the top. It might kind of be a guilty pleasure to people because it is kind of sexual tinted, I guess, because of the story, but it is a really fun watch. Then we have Ushio Totora, which is a shonen anime and is actually a remake from an older anime. I'm really enjoying this one, but this one is still ongoing, so I will see how this one turns out. I do recommend it if you like old school shonen anime. Then we have Pillow Boys, or Makura no Danshi. This one I just couldn't put off my list because this one was so fun to watch, although it had a lot of creepy moments as well. But yeah, just like Pillow Boys talking to you before you go to bed, that's basically it. And I would say don't expect too much from it, but just kind of have fun with it. And then we have Durarara, second season, second part. So this one is a second season, that's basically it, but it is Durarara, so I recommend Durarara to everyone, although I still prefer the first season. The second season is pretty good as well. And that is it for all of the anime that I wanted to talk about. Let me know your favorites in the comments, and let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. I'm always up for discussion about that stuff, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you soon. Bye!